Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, death slaves, hers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks, shopaholics. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And let's go to the USA and look at this retail collapse contraction that's still going on. I did a couple of videos during 2016 and 2015 and 2014, frankly, this continued retail collapse and reconfiguration of the market. And we have, of course, this huge move to online shopping. Amazon continues to explode. And we have all these brick and mortar stores, particularly in shopping malls, that are going down, and they've been going down for the last couple of years, and the carnage continues. And as I assume, there was going to be a post-holiday bloodbath, and it's shaping up pretty quick. So as soon as the holidays are over, disappointing sales, we're going to start to see more carnage. And like I say, it's pretty dramatic right off the bat. So we have some stories that appeared in the last couple of days. Sears is going to close 150 stores in early 2017, so probably in the next couple of months, and that includes 108 Kmarts and 42 Sears stores, and that's 10% of their stores. So a small chunk, but we keep chipping away. And let's remember that Sears, just 2011, just 5 years ago, 6 years ago, Sears had 3,500 stores, and now they only have 1,500. So 2,000 Kmarts and Sears have closed in the last 5 years. It's pretty staggering when you look at it that way. A total of 200 of their stores closed in 2016, and so the carnage continues. And that's right after the fact that the CEO, Eddie Lampert, who has a hedge fund, put in $500 million loan just to keep Sears afloat a little bit longer. And that's the second time in a week. He put in $200 million just a week ago, and now he's put in another 500. So there's 700 million going into Sears to keep them afloat. That's after 800 million. He put in another 800 million over the last 2 years. So we're well into $1.5 billion in loan extended to Sears to try and keep them afloat. And it's based on their real estate. So they'll sell off. Been selling off a lot of real estate anyway to keep afloat, and they're going to continue selling off real estate. And then that's what the collateral is for these huge loans they're getting. But it's not going to help. And Jim Quinn has predicted that by next year that Sears will declare bankruptcy and probably close up to 50% of its stores. And I think that's likely the way things are going, pretty dramatic. And needless to say, this is going to have a huge effect on malls as well, because we have these anchor stores like Macys and Sears that are having, and J.C. Penneys are all having huge problems, and they're the anchor stores in malls all over the country. So if we continue to have these brick and mortar stores and these anchor stores close, these malls are going to continue to collapse, and we've been having that already. A lot of malls are collapsing across the country, and needless to say, this is going to cause a lot of pressure on commercial real estate as well. So there's going to be a lot of defaults, and there's going to be a lot of carnage. And then we have Macys too came out. They're closing 68 stores in early 2017. So once again, probably in the next month or two, they are closing. To close the next couple of years, they already announced 100 stores to close the next couple of years, 15% of the total. But things are changing pretty quickly because they have 175,000 employees total. The Macys that are closing now, they're talking about 5,000 people losing their jobs. But there's an article in Financial Times that says that Macys is warning that job losses could rise up to 10,000. So this is pretty serious. This is what we call retail contraction, retail collapse, and a whole change in the habits of American shoppers. And this includes a whole bunch of other stores too. There's a bunch of lists that I've attached to a lot of the videos from 2016, including one from a couple of weeks ago, listing all the carnage. And there's a lot of stores, but looking into 2016 and announcements going into 2017, we're looking at McDonald's closing 500 stores, Office Depot closing 400 stores, Hancock Fabrics closing 285 stores, Barnes & Noble closing 223 stores, Children's Place closing 200 stores, Walgreens closing 200 stores, Walmart, of all people, closing 154 stores, and Sports Authority 140 stores, Chico's 120 stores, and Pier 1 100 stores, and then a lot of other stores that are closing of smaller numbers. But it's all going to continue to add up. And like I say, this is something we're going to continue to see. And 2017 as it goes on, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some dramatic changes. Like I say, there's a likelihood that Sears will finally declare bankruptcy. JCPenney can't be too far behind, and the same with Macys, and those are all huge stores. And of course, once the anchor stores go out of business, a lot of the other associated businesses in these malls will collapse as well, because there won't be anybody to bring the business in. So we'll see further carnage in 2018. I would assume is going to be worse than that, particularly as cyber shopping becomes the norm. And why wouldn't it? So there we have it, another biannual report on the fact that the retail industry in the United States is changing rapidly in a combination of contraction and collapse. That's right. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.